This is More Knowledge, More Wealth with your host, Gabriel Shaheen. Gabriel is a certified financial planner and a registered investment advisor at Falcon Wealth Planning. This show does not intend to provide personalized investment advice through this broadcast and does not represent that the services or securities discussed are suitable for any investor. Investors are advised not to rely on any information contained in the broadcast in the process of making a full informed investment decision. Now here's your host, Gabriel Shaheen.
Good day. This is Gabriel Shaheen, certified financial planner and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here on every weekend, talking about all important topics of personal finance. My job is to go over the knowledge you need to increase your wealth. Now, to the listener, you can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can go on our Knowledge Center, which gives you a direct link to YouTube, where we've had well over 1 million views, multiple videos that help answer the questions that you have. And if you want to put an inquiry so we can talk about it on the show or create a Knowledge Center video, please send your inquiry to radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. And also you can go get this episode, any one of our previous episodes on Spotify, podcasts, you name it, folks. Now, I'm the president of Falcon Wealth Planning. We are a fee-only, non-commission, true fiduciary, folks. And we talk about all important topics of personal finance. That's where you are today, how retirement looks like, investments, estate planning, insurance, folks, you name it. Anything that involves a dollar sign, we can help you with. And we are offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time, folks, at no cost to help relate this show to your specific situation. And we have offices all across the country that we can help you with. Folks, give us a buzz. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird, where we can help answer those questions that you have to help with your financial situation. Well, 'tis the season, everybody. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays. For all of the time is the season to enjoy, to spend time with family. And we really take this part to just say thank God for everything that we have. And this is a part where actually you start to feel a bit fulfilled. And as I discuss every year, it's not just feeling fulfilled in all the food that we're eating and all the extra weight that we're carrying on. I feel like I've just been finishing leftovers for Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden Christmas is around the corner and we're eating more and more and more, and then New Year's coming up. The idea that I like to go over with you is first talking about the gatherings that you had with your family. Enjoying the time you had, and it's not all about playing games and so on, but this is a comfortable time to talk about money. Yes. Now listen, people sometimes say it's more uncomfortable to talk about sex than it is to talk about, I messed up. We'll just cut it down. Some people say it's more uncomfortable to talk about money than it is to talk about sex. Are you out of your mind? It's crazy. And people are saying, do not talk about money. It's worse than politics and religion. No, it's not. Money is a core foundation that every single person can relate to. Sure, people value it differently. Your job is not to try to judge somebody on how they spend their money or how little somebody has or how much somebody has. But it's core principles of money that I think is important. Here's a great topic that I like to talk about. When you have nothing to talk about with some family members or friends that you're spending the holidays with, and that is something like, hey, Powerball's coming around, Mega Millions, whatever it is. You win $1 billion. What would you do with $1 billion? That's always an interesting thing to ask, especially during the holidays with family. Some people just would say, oh, I would blow it. I'd have a good time. Some people say I'd invest it. You start asking, would you still work? These are important questions just to understand your family a little better. Because the idea of today, I wanted to discuss just core principles of investing. And I'm just here to tell you that there are important concepts and conversations that you could be having with people. In the second segment later, I'll be talking about 10 ideas what to do with those gifts that you really don't want or need. But right now, I want to focus on those core principles of money. And you want to talk about money? talk about if you had unlimited money, such as that $1 billion, what would you do with it? Upgrade your car? Upgrade your house? Pay off your debts? Pay for kids' school? Give to family? Give to charities? Buy multiple properties? Buy multiple cars? Like, I don't know. What would you do? You know what's funny about money? It's a tool, but it enhances the person that you are. If you're a good, charitable person, you're just going to continue to be gooder and more charitable. If you're a jerk, you're just going to be a bigger jerk. Here's another question that's just important that I suggest people ask. What would you do with an extra $20,000? You see, that's not so much money that you'll never outlive it. $20,000, an impactful amount of money. Now, why do I say $20,000? It's just a round number, right? The annual gifting used to be $13,000 for all those years. Now it's about $18,000, $19,000, $20,000. Maybe next year, year after, could be $21,000, $22,000. But the point is, $20,000 is a round even number. You're allowed to give that without reporting to the government. Big picture, roughly. Ask, what would you do with it? Oh, I'd pay down debt. Ooh, I would take a fantastic trip. Ooh, I would, instead of getting an E-class next year, I'll get a S-class. You know, so, because they're assuming they're planning to buy a car. Oh, that would help me save so I can buy my first house. If you don't like the answer, assuming you are thinking about giving a gift and you have the means to gift $20,000, you know, sometimes it's impactful, especially those that have money that want to help their kids. Don't you want to see them enjoy it now while they're alive? If you can afford to do it, that's a fantastic time to do it. And oh, by the way, during Christmas and the holidays, you still have a few days left before the end of the year where you can make that that gift, that annual gift for your family. So, by the way, folks, if you're just joining me, this is Gabriel Shaheen, Certified Financial Planner, your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here. And every weekend, we are talking about all important topics of personal finance. And this is the season where we all get our presents. We just were around the Christmas tree with family, with friends, and we're there opening up our gifts and enjoying our time together. But then you're starting to open gifts, and you're like, I don't really need that. I already have a Christmas sweater. I already have sports shoes. I already have. What am I going to do with my fourth different wallet? What am I going to do with this tablet? I already have 3, one for upstairs, one downstairs, one in my backpack. You start thinking, do I need all of this? What I like to do is go over the top 10 things that you can do with gifts you really don't need. Because this show is about personal finance, isn't it? Our job is to help you increase your wealth, and it's all about knowledge, which is why we say, the more knowledge you have, the more wealth you have. So, let's go over the top 10 things you can do for gifts that, quite frankly, you don't really need. The first one, my favorite, is to regift it. Yes, that's right. As long as it doesn't have a custom engraving with your name on it, it's okay to regift it. Now, be mindful, right? You don't want to regift it to the person or friend or family that that gave it to you, right? If your brother gave it to you and you regift it to your sister, they're going to realize that you gave them a gift that was regifted. So be mindful on that. And let me take a massive step back. For people giving you a gift, whether it's a new car or whether it's something from the Dollar Tree, it was the thought that counts. I'm not saying because it's crap. I'm saying because you don't need it. Always say thank you when somebody gives you a gift. That's human courtesy 101. You remember we learned that in kindergarten. But I'm just saying for somebody who doesn't need this gift, it can be very wise, it can be very strategic for you just to regift it. Now, you don't have to regift it that very same second. Now, maybe you can. Maybe you get a box of chocolates and you don't have a sweet tooth or you're diabetic or whatever the case is, you can regift that when you go to somebody's house for the holidays. Or you can give it to a coworker. Or if you get a gift, a sweater, or whatever the case is, you can give it to somebody for their birthday. There are so many different ways just to be mindful and strategic. Nothing is wrong with that. It's your gift. You can do whatever you want with that gift. So just be mindful yet again. Don't regift it to the person giving it to you, and try not to regift it to somebody that will realize that you regifted it. Number 2, this is one of my favorite ones, and that is donate it to charity. Now, here's the thing. You donate it to charity, you get a tax write-off for that. Hopefully you itemize and so on, and you would be able to get a tax write-off. That can be very tax beneficial. And because it's new, you could do it on the full retail value of that amount, of that good, of that gift. And here's one of my favorite ones. Sadly, give it to a child that maybe, or a person that needs it, that's truly in financial duress. There's a lot of programs out there where you can do that, where you can still get the write-off and they will give it to a child in need. This is one of the most fantastic things that you can do. The write-off could be huge. Depending on your tax bracket, you could be getting 50% off, which, by the way, department stores, which I'll get to in a little bit, they may not be giving you a dollar for dollar. They mark it down after the holidays. They're very strategic. Targets and the Walmart, if you don't have a receipt, they're going to only give you credit for the lowest amount it's sold nationwide. So it could make more sense. Even if the person who gave it to you bought it for $50, if it sold somewhere else in the country for $5, they'll only give you $5. So donating to charity is number 2. Number 3 thing that you could do is sell it online. Seriously, there's still eBay out there. You could still take that gift and just sell it online and get money. Maybe you can get close to the retail value. Maybe you can't write off a charity. Obviously, some people do it for the goodness of their heart, but hey, getting tax benefits is fantastic. But even when you're in the highest tax bracket, let's just say 50%. If it's worth $50, you only get $25 in tax benefit, tax savings. Well, what if it's $50 and you could resell it for $40? How about that? That's a pretty good deal, don't you think? Whether it's on eBay, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, whatever the case is, that could be a fantastic way to make extra money and to just put something to use of something that's just going to clog your closet. You get what I'm saying? These are some fantastic ideas. By the way, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We've just went over 3. We got 7 more of ideas of what you could do for extra gifts that you have that you know you're just not going to use. I'll be right back after a few words. This is Gabriel Shaheen, Certified Financial Planner and President of Falcon Wealth Planning. We wanted to offer you a free financial assessment for listening to the show so you can help relate it to your specific situation. We offer multiple services such as retirement planning, where you are today, how retirement looks like, talking about Social Security, real estate, planning, even if you own a business, talking about taxes, not just how to save money today, but also throughout retirement. Talk about investments, making sure you're avoiding those high fees, costs, commissions, and also estate planning and insurance, just making sure you're properly protected if, God forbid, something were to happen. And we're offering 1 to 2 meetings, 1 to 2 hours of our time at no cost. Give us a call. We would love to help. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, and fill out the form fill right there on our site. We would love to help you in your financial situation. We look forward to serving you. Welcome back, folks. This is Gabriel Shaheen, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here. And every weekend, we are talking about all important topics of personal finance. And today, we are in the Christmas spirit. We just got done with the Christmas. We have all these gifts. Some of them we love. We're so grateful. We're so thankful for. And others, not so much. Maybe we can only have so many sweaters or jackets or mittens or hats. Right? So what to do with them? I'm going to give you the top 10 things you should be doing. Now, the first one I went over is regifting. Second one, donate to charity. The third one is just sell online. Here's the fourth one. Here it is. Kind of crazy. This is a big one. How about you just try to return it and get a refund? Maybe not a refund's a bad word because you never actually paid for it. But if you got that receipt, you can return it. And certain department stores will, in fact, give you cash, give you money back. So that is fantastic to do. Now, you're going to want to know the policies of the stores that you're going to. But that could be a fantastic tool for you to just return and get a refund. Now, here's the thing. Here's another thing people don't think about. Number 5 is actually, if they can't give you cash back, you can just do an exchange for something you actually want. Crazy, right? Some people are actually, believe this or not, embarrassed to do that, to go to the store and get an exchange. That blows my mind. That upsets me when I hear that. So, no, you can actually do that and get something you want, and that is okay. Actually, psychologically, you can actually say to yourself, and maybe even to the person, hey, you got me A, but I went ahead and bought B, and thank you for B. Okay? Here's another thing. Maybe, just maybe, you could do a refund. Let's just say the thing was $50, after tax was $54.12. You can tell them, Give me 2 gift cards. Give me one for $50. You can re-gift that, and the other for $4, whatever. You could go buy something else or just have another gift card of a weird dollar amount. But the idea is what? You return it, and you get a gift card at that store that you could use at any time or re-gift, as I said earlier. So there's kind of like a few different options here. Number 1, return and actually get money. Number 2, get a gift card. And number 3, exchange at the store that you're at. So that's actually numbers 4, 5, and 6 ideas. People don't think about that quite often. You may not like it today, but you might like it tomorrow. So these are important things for you to take advantage of, and I heavily recommend that you do it. I see people all the time not doing this and just keep the cluttered gifts for no reason. Here's number 7. Get this. You can always just give to a friend. It doesn't always have to be on a holiday. It doesn't have to be on their birthday. You could just say, you know what, I thought of you. And sometimes that happens. I specifically got a gift of a mug. And oh, by the way, I have a similar mug, something on the lines of World's Greatest Father. And so I already have one that says World's Greatest Father. I thought, let me give that to my brother because he's a fairly new father. I don't think he has a mug that says that. Now, in that case, it's family, but friends, family, whoever. You could just give it to them and be like, hey, bro, I thought of you. So that could work. Now, if I was smarter or more patient or more mindful, I would probably wait for Father's Day. Probably a great time to get somebody a mug like that. Get what I'm saying? Be mindful and be patient would save you money. I don't normally give gifts to my siblings on Mother or Father's Day. Maybe I don't want to open up that can of worms, but the idea is it's okay just to give. Because remember, this whole season is better to give than to receive. Continuing that conversation, you can always do, and people do this all the time. People have parties at their house, and they do the good old classic white elephant gift exchange. This could be the gift that you come to that exchange with, whatever it may be, whether it's a tea set or whatever it's a DVD player. You could just come with something that you don't see yourself using, and that is the perfect thing. There used to be a store when I grew up over in Tempe, Arizona. It used to be called Your Trash is My Treasure. That literally was the name. It was like the longest name, and it showed a little treasure chest at the end of that. So somebody else's junk might be somebody else's treasure. So bring it over. Somebody may want that and actually steal it, and you may have some fun in that gift exchange. By the way, folks, if you're just joining me, you're listening to Gabriel Sheen, Certified Financial Planner, and your host of More Knowledge, More Wealth here, and every weekend talking about all important topics of personal finance. So we are talking about, in general, what are the top 10 things you could do with gifts that you may not need during the holiday season. Number 9 is you can repurpose the gift. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe I'm focusing on sweaters. A lot of people get sweaters during the cold season. What if you turn that into a pillow? Turn it into a quilt? Whatever the case may be, you could repurpose it into something that you see yourself using maybe a little more. So keep that in mind. It's not always the gift that you have. It's for its original intent. You could do something else with it. Number 10, here's a popular one, and that is going on just gift swapping sites. These have becoming a lot more popular. You put it on there, like I said, somebody's junk is other people's treasure, and they may want to swap you for it. So those are sometimes fun things that you could do. But if you could be really mindful, okay, when you do this, when you regift, like I said, you want to make sure that you do, in fact, not regift it to the person who gave it to you, or maybe a friend or family that would know that you got regifted. And because the last thing you want to say is, oh, I got Gabriel that. Oh, that's funny. I got this from Gabriel. When did he give that to you? Gave it to me after Christmas. Oh, that's interesting. I gave it to him at Christmas. So you want to make sure you don't put yourself in that situation. And then, of course, always want to make sure that thank the giver. As I said earlier, at the end of the day, they thought of you when they bought that item. So there is some sentimental piece. If not for you, maybe for them. And then lastly, always check the policies of the department store or place that got you the gift. And so what does that mean? If they went ahead at a Nordstrom's, to an Amazon, to a Target or Walmart or whatever the case may be. You want to make sure what the policies are. And as long as you have the receipt, giving a gift receipt is very mindful. It is very kind because they can just go ahead and get the money back. And then they could use it for something else. So there are so many different ways that you could do it. When you have all these gifts, so much to be thankful for. What do you give somebody that has everything? My recommendation is find something that touches their heart. Typically, people won't throw away a picture of their family. If you find a way where you can put it on something cool, whether you put it on a blanket, put it on a mug, or just do a good old classic picture frame, whatever the case is, sentimental aspects are, yes, the most hardest to do because they are custom. But those are the items that people will most likely not throw away. And oh, by the way, it's something that they have a tough time to regift. That was a fast show, folks. I want to thank you for tuning in with us this weekend. You can always reach out to myself or any one of our colleagues here at Falcon Wealth Planning. Our phone number is 855-963-2526. That's 855-96-FALCON, like the bird. Or visit our website at falconwealthplanning.com. That's falconwp.com for short, where you can go and visit our Knowledge Center, which redirects you to YouTube. We have over 1 million views, folks. And if you want us to discuss anything on YouTube, on the show, whatever, send your inquiry to radio@falconwp.com. That's radio@falconwp.com. And if you want this episode, any one of our previous episodes, you can go on podcast, Spotify. We have them all there. And folks, we want to thank you for your trust. We want you to feel free and feel comfortable. Reach out with any questions that you have. I want you to have a fantastic weekend. Have a great week, and God bless.